Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast.
It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got 'em for a rep. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again. It is Wing Nation presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. We are glad you joined us talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week. And we're glad you're here. Erin, Evernham, and Steve Post. Later on the program, Morgan Turpen and Ian Madsen, a couple of the big winners this past weekend. Welcome back, girl. How are you?
Thanks. I almost forgot where to go today. I was driving down the road.
I know. It's like, let's see. So you spent time with Mickey.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did Disney World.
Yeah, no, we saw the goofy post and the busting. You know, you're busting your co-host about that.
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. But then, and that's great. And I love that you get the chance to do that with Kate and with Ray J and the whole gang. It's just really neat. But then this past weekend, you were in car heaven.
Yeah, every year we go to the Amelia Island Concours, and it's just such a neat place to be. Growing up in the U.S., you follow NASCAR, you follow IndyCar, and I didn't really follow Formula One much. And you go to these events, and it's all these stars. This year they honor Jackie Ickx, and to hear his stories, and there's Jochen Moss and Hans Stuck, all these people that I almost embarrassed to say that I didn't even know who they were before we started going. But it's just such a neat event, and it's such a cool way to see these people still honored. You know, these guys are in their 70s, 80s now, and it's really cool.
You know, it strikes me as amazing that when I end up in a foreign situation like that, I love hearing the stories and everything, but somewhere in the back of my mind I say, racers are racers still.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of it. Whether they were running Formula One in the 70s or running World of Outlaws now, racers are racers.
Absolutely, and they're still complaining about someone cheating, and they're still complaining about the rivalry. Racers, they never forget anything either.
That is great. Well, we're glad you're back, though. It's good to have you back here.
Glad
that
to
is
be
for
back.
sure. It is time for our Classic Ink Screen Printing and Embroidery Hot Topics. Okay. Oh, my gosh. The posse crowd went to a race. Oh, now they had to walk through the snow to get there and everything else. But it just seems like all is right in the world when Pennsylvania is racing.
Yes, and this year it seemed like they had to wait longer.
6 times. The 6th time was the charm. And it was a charm for Lucas Wolf. And he picked up the win. World of Outlaws, well, they've been dealing with rain.
Yeah.
They were 4 of 8. Saturday night, they got one in finally. Ian Madsen picked up the win, but they set out until Larry. Here we are, sitting in California again in the rain. And so, but Ian Madsen picked up the win. And I've said this multiple times. I think if you're a sprint car racer and you want to race in the spring, just find out where Pete Walton is going, because when you look at Mark Smith has been down there all year long. Tony Stewart's been running with him. Terry Gray and Morgan Turpen. They got one weekend washed out, but that's rescheduled for this weekend.
Yeah,
and
they've already had like 15 races.
Yeah, I know exactly. It's crazy. They were in Louisiana, the Bayou Sprint Car Classic. Morgan Turpen picked up the win, and Mark Smith. We'll talk to Morgan in just a little bit. So there you have it, your Classic Ink Screen Printing and Embroidery Hot Topics. Of course, our friends at ClassicInkUSA.com. Hats and towels and hoodies and pullovers, whatever you need, they have it. Make sure you check out the Wing Nation gear there as well. But again, you can find out more about them at ClassicInkUSA.com. Now, we mentioned in the Hot Topics Morgan Turpen. Let's take a look at it. It is the Bayou Sprint Car Nationals. It's at Chatham Speedway in Louisiana. Chet Christner with the call on Speed Shift TV. Tony Stewart and Morgan Turpen went at it. Morgan picked up the win. It is our Dryden Diesel All Death-Defying Move of the Week.
And now for the Dryden Death-Defying Move of the Week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
Draws alongside. He's going to try to out drag race Morgan out of the corner. Turpen hanging on to it for now. Stewart will take another shot. Slide job, move, drive job. Out across the nose, you got a new race leader. Down low, slider down into the corner. She'll go across the nose. Returns the favor to Tony Stewart. Knocks him back into the number 2 spot.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Dryden Diesel All Death. the official deaf of the world of outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit drydean.com for more information.
10 tours, over 200 nights of racing. The American Sprint Car Series is back for its 28th year. Whether you're enjoying the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series National Tour at Williams Grove, Eagle Raceway, Skagit Speedway, or any of the 9 ASCS regional tours across Arizona, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and beyond, winged and even non-winged, there's a race happening near you. Check online for schedule details at ASCSRacing.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And when you can't be there live, catch the National Tour and select regional events on RacingBoys.com.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there. Whether you're running on dirt or running a job, our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, right on our strength.
I'm Terry McCarl. One has a World of Outlaws win and has made the A meeting at the Knoxville Nationals. The other was the first one in line at the breakfast buffet once, or many times. Wing Nation with Steve Post and Erin Evernham.
Thank you, T-Mac. We are having a ball. We're talking sprint car racing, and you heard the call with Chet Christner before that, Speed Shift TV. It was Friday night. It was Chatham Speedway down in Louisiana, the Bayou Sprint Car Nationals. Tony Stewart passes Morgan Turpen. She passes him right back. Tony Stewart passes Morgan Turpen. She passes him right back. She ended up scoring the win, and she joins us on the hotline. Hello, Morgan. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Hey, how are y'all this morning?
We are doing well. Congratulations on that win. Looks like you had to mix it up with smoke a little bit.
Yeah, it was pretty good. A little bit of luck and a little bit of skill kind of worked in my favor. So I ended up getting the win, and, beating smoke anytime is a good thing. So I was pretty excited.
Morgan, you've won some big races, but to beat Tony Stewart, a NASCAR champion, had to be pretty special. What was the conversation like after the race? Did you talk to him at all?
Yeah, we've raced with him many times. Actually, that's not really the first time we've beat him. It just happened to be on Speed Shift. We beat him a couple years ago at Hattiesburg and on some weekly, deals. And I was like, man, a little bit of luck worked for me. And he was like, no. He was like, you pretty much passed me back. So he was excited. I think he gets excited for me. We have a pretty good relationship and mad respect for each other. And he wasn't upset, and he was just as happy for me as I was, I do believe.
That is really, really cool. Morgan, when we look at your season, what's the game plan here this year? Because you've ran a limited schedule thus far. How have you felt about the race car when you've ran, and obviously getting the win? You feel pretty good about that, obviously. But how have things been going in your limited run so far?
It's good. We had a 4th place, a win, and then a 6th place on Saturday night, which we did have a bleeder stick about halfway through. So kind of had to nurse it, but can't complain. We were a top 5 car all weekend. Any race we were in, we were top 5 until that feature. But I'm excited. I wish I could race more. I'm going to race a 305 here in Memphis a few times when Terry Gray's over in the Carolinas, and I don't really, want to go over there or don't have time to go over there. So I'm going to do some 305 racing and then do the 360s whenever, and maybe a 410 race here or there with the MOA. Just kind of depends on how that whole deal goes, but plan to race as much as I possibly can.
Morgan, every time we have you on, we talk about your teaching career and how well that's going. How, obviously talking about your schedule too, it's a balancing act. How do you put that all together, and is the ultimate goal still racing full time, if possible?
Yes, racing is my life. It's what I've always wanted to do. I've been working hard at it for years now, and I've won 30-something sprint car races and done everything I can. I'm waiting on that opportunity, and teaching, I guess, is just kind of that deal I have to do until that opportunity arises. But the school works with me and lets me go racing whenever I can, and they're really supportive in that nature. So I'm very fortunate to have somebody or, work for a company that allows me to do that. And they're still rooting for me to go make this happen.
Well, I'm just going to keep digging, that's for sure. Morgan, so the school job, how many races do you think you're going to be able to do? How many 360s with USCS do you think you're going to be able to do at this point?
I think we're still going going to get about 50 or 60 nights in with the summer and all the days that they give us off. You know, I can normally make it if I take a Friday off. So I'm thinking probably between 50 and 60. Not a bad schedule, honestly. Still a full schedule for most people. I'm not going to run for points or anything. Just going to run to win and race when I can, where I can, for as much money as I can, where the weather is pretty. So that's kind of the game plan.
Nice. Wise.
Yeah, makes sense. You mentioned you might run a 410 a few times. How did that opportunity come about, and is that certainly the direction you want to go?
Well, actually, Engler was like, hey, I have a 410. You know, anytime y'all want to run it, just let me know and we'll put it in there. He's kind of the first one that presented that opportunity, and we just got to find something that works with Gray's schedule, you know, when he's not doing USCS, because he's going to do it full time. So we got to, you know, find something where we can do it when he's not doing the USCS still. So hopefully that opportunity works out. It's just a matter of balancing his schedule and mine.
Morgan, you mentioned something when talking about the battle with Tony Stewart. What is it like for you when Terry's out racing and you've been on the road full blown? You've ran for points the last few years. What is it like for you now? And with Speed Shift TV, maybe that has made it different as well. Are you out doing other things and not focused on the racing, or are you following along at home when you're not able to go on the road?
Oh, no, I'm following along at home.
I knew that.
I got it on TV. I got it on my computer, then I got another one on my phone, and I follow it just as much as I do when, you know, I'm out racing. It's still the biggest part of my life. I just, you know, it just doesn't work out sometimes to go, but you know, it's still like any racer. When you're not racing, you're still racing. So it's still such a big part of my life.
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned whether that was because it was on Speed Shift TV or whatever. It seems like this win, beating Tony this time and watching you pull sliders back and forth with him, has gotten you a lot of media coverage. I saw a lot of it on Facebook and Twitter, you name it. What has some of the reaction been from media?
Oh, it's been very positive. You know, I'm kind of surprised at the positivity. It's just, you know how it is with racing, and people don't like each other and this and that, and it's just such a positive attitude this year, which is different than it seems it's been in the past. And everybody's getting along. Everybody's racing each other clean. Everybody's racing hard. And we're fortunate to have Speed Shift TV because, like I said, this has happened before. It just happens to be when nobody in the entire country was racing. So all the racers were watching races. So it just happened to work out that way. And I'm very fortunate to get this and for people to notice, because I've been working hard at this for years now. And, you know, maybe this is the opening. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see in the coming weeks.
It is. It's crazy, Morgan. You and I have talked on the air, and we've talked at the racetrack along the way, and we've talked at PRI along the way. It's just the struggle of a race car driver is just absolutely amazing along the way, and your perseverance is amazing as well. And you just got to keep digging, because you don't know, that win on Friday night might be something that triggers something. Mm-hmm. Is there anything cooking out there that you have that's pie in the sky yet, or is it still just day in and day out?
Yeah, it's still just day in and day out right now. But like I said, it's only a couple days after that race. Yeah. So maybe it caught somebody's eye and they will go back and look and see what I've done in the past few years. I mean, we have 6 or 7 championships. We have 30-something sprint car wins. I mean, we can make this stuff happen. It's just a matter of that right person seeing it. And maybe hopefully this is the, chance.
Yeah, you never know. It just takes that one phone call or that one person. Morgan, what's up next for you? Are you sticking with the USCS right now?
Yeah, we're going to do Hattiesburg and Columbus this coming up weekend, and then Lexington and Old Number 1. So USCS for a little while, and then some 305 racing, and then it's pretty much, once May comes, it's going to be all 360 racing, ASCS or USCS, whichever one, is up that weekend.
That is great. Morgan, congratulations on the win. Always a pleasure to chat. I know we'll talk to you down the road, but wish you continued success as you roll through this year.
Yeah, I hope y'all continue to talk to me a lot throughout this
There we go.
I'd like to win enough to be calling every week. So I appreciate y'all having me on, and I look forward to what the year holds.
Absolutely. We do too. Thank you.
Thank y'all so much.
Erin, I'm going to get on a soapbox here a little bit. One of the greatest mysteries I find in the world right now is why she doesn't have an opportunity.
I'm with you.
I don't even fathom it. I mean, we have so many programs out there, diversity programs, and everybody that gets the opportunity has studio glamour shots.
Yeah.
Morgan's photos are victory lane photos.
And to me, as the racer I always wanted to be, that's what I like to see. I don't like the glamour shots and the glitz and the PR before the wins. She's got the wins before the PR.
Exactly. And it's so frustrating to watch. And we've chatted along the way. We've chatted at the racetrack and the frustration about it. It just boggles my mind that we've got so many opportunities out there, and yet the one young lady that's out here winning races, just it's like I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. And maybe that win, maybe Speed Shift being there and beating Tony Stewart, maybe that's something that'll get her over the top of it, because the one thing we've shown, she can wheel a race car.
Yeah,
she can wheel a race car. And, oh, by the way, she's a school teacher, too. Yeah. So she it's just, again, one of the great mysteries along the way. So off the soapbox. Breathe. All right, here we go. Hey, we're going to step away. When we come back, Ian Madsen, after that big World of Outlaws win, he's going to join us.
Sage Fruit is a high-quality grower, packer, and shipper of Washington State apples, pears, and cherries. Sage Fruit believes in sprint car racing, as a proud sponsor of sprint cars for the past 16 years and a partner of Wing Nation for the past 4 years. We love sprint car racing, and we're there for our sprint car fans. Sage Fruit works hard to deliver an exceptional eating experience. We value our relationship with sprint car fans and appreciate your continued support of Sage Fruit. Ask for Sage Fruit at your local grocer.
Looking for custom racewear and embroidery? Do you want your race fans to represent your race team with trendy original apparel? Contact Classic Ink USA, the new standard in custom screen printing and embroidery. Located in Greater Pittsburgh, Classic Ink USA's professional staff utilizes state-of-the-art facilities to transform your ideas into an attractive wearable piece. From custom track swag racewear to trendy quick crew wear, Classic Ink handles it all. Find out how you can get started. Contact Classic Ink USA screen printing and embroidery at the track and on your back.
The Win a Z06Corvette.com sweepstakes to benefit the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa is underway. Go to WinAZ06Corvette.com to find out how you can win the Torch Red 2019 Z06 Corvette that is on display now in the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. The winner will be announced Saturday night, August 10th during the 59th Annual Knoxville Nationals. Visit WinAZ06Corvette.com to win this awesome ride.
Since the dawn of American industry, Dryden was there as the country built its first roads, laid the blocks of its factories, and spanned rivers with new bridges and rails. Today, with Dryden's All Technology, we instill this heritage into every Dryden oil, lubricant, fluid, and DEF product we make. Dryden is a tradition of performance with 21st century technology. Dryden, official motor oil of the World of Outlaws, and always American-owned and operated. Visit Dryden.com for more information.
This is Brian Brown. She's married to one of the greatest crew chiefs of all times and my hero, and he likes beer and chicken wings. It's Steve Post and Erin Evernham on Wing Nation.
We are back. Thank you, Brownie. I'm telling you what, all my friends are chiming in here along the way. Yeah, exactly. So it is great to have you joining us here on Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. I was glad to see the World of Outlaws get a race in. I'm sure that while I was glad about it, our next guest was even happier, because not only did they get one in, but he parked it on the front stretch when it was over in first place. Ian Madsen joins us on the hotline. Hello, Ian. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Tell us about that win on Saturday night.
Yeah, it's just a pretty unreal night. You were just pretty lucky to get the race in at all, really. It rained a few times during the night, and we got a quick time, won the heat, won the dash, and won the feature, so it doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, for sure. Ian, you talked a lot about the win and how you guys really worked on your short track program. It was something that you felt you really struggled with last year. What do you do to work on a short track program? Is it something you had to work on? Is it chassis? Is it motor? Is there something specific that you worked on?
Mainly just probably more of the driving and the engine stuff. We kind of geared up our stuff to be really good at Knoxville the previous few years as we raced there weekly. So I think a lot of our engines were really good at Knoxville, and we probably just had a lot of trouble keeping the wheels into the ground on some of the shorter stuff. Not that really mattered on Saturday night. It was kind of heavy all night, but I just think getting to race on a lot more short tracks than we had been before. It got us better, and then just working on getting the cars and the engines better.
Is it a different when you roll into a big half mile like Knoxville or Pennsylvania Williams Grove, Port Royal, or any of the big tracks, Jackson along the way, and then you pour into one of these bull rings? Do you have a different mindset as a driver? We see it and we say you have to cowboy up, you have to elbows up to run those racetracks, but do you go into them with a mindset knowing that you have to attack it a little different than the big tracks?
Oh, for sure. I think you have to. A lot of the tracks have a different driving style, but that's what makes the World of Outlaws so good, is that they can just go from a half mile one night, and then the next night you could be at a quarter mile somewhere, and you still see the same guys up front, and that just makes the World of Outlaws so good, and that's why it's so makes it so much better racing with them guys.
For sure. Ian, one of the things that I always got so frustrated with as a driver is rain delays. You don't know if it's going to cancel, what's going to happen. Going back to Saturday night, you had such a strong start. You quick time, fastest in hot laps, win your heat, win the dash. Talk about that rain delay. You're like, oh gosh, are we not going to get this event in? Like, what are the emotions of a driver in that situation?
Yeah, it's definitely the worst part of the whole sport for me is just downtime in general. There's a lot of sitting around at the racetrack, even if there isn't a rain delay, and then and then you get 3 or 4 rain delays like we had on Saturday night, and it can get really frustrating, especially. Probably with some of the guys that qualified in the back, it probably would have been a relief. But, when you're quick time and you win your heat, you're really wanting to get the show in. So we just got real lucky. I think it could have went either way there for a little while. So, just super happy that they hustled and got it in.
Perseverance in getting that show in, that's for sure. Ian, assess, and I know it's difficult because we've had 4 rainouts in 9 races along the way, but you did get to run Volusia, you did get to run Las Vegas, and now you got to run at least one and pick up a win. How do you feel about your team? How do you feel about where you guys are at as we now hopefully try to string some races together?
I'm pretty optimistic about the year ahead. I think we're in a great spot. Kyle Ripper and the whole crew done an awesome job in the winter, and they worked really hard, and I think we're really prepared, and we're just ready to get at it now. I think forecast for this weekend looks pretty good, so I'm hoping that the worst of it is out of the way, and we can just get into a rhythm and hopefully knock off a few more wins.
Ian, how different is your mindset at this point in the season this year versus last year, your rookie season?
Last year was tough because you're generally going to a lot of places for the first time, and you don't really know what to expect. Some nights you kind of pick up some things at the end of a feature race, and you're on 18th or 19th, and you're like, damn, I wish we could come back here next week. But the problem is you don't get to come back for another 365 days. So, I'm really happy, really pumped to be going to some of these places for the second time, and just trying to improve on what we did last year.
Final question for you, Ian. We've talked a little bit about the rain and a little downtime. You say you don't like downtime at the racetrack. What do you do on the road with downtime, and how do you handle that traveling around the country a lot of times with that downtime? What do you have some things you like to do when you're out and about?
I just enjoy hanging out with my crew guys, and whether it just be going to grab a few beers or getting something to eat. I just enjoy doing that, and then this part of the year can kind of it's kind of tough because you're only racing once or twice a week. So I'll come back to Iowa this week and just try to make it home as much as I can, and because it's going to get really busy here a couple of months ahead. So you just want to be as much rested as you can for when that busy season starts.
Makes total sense. That is for sure. Congratulations on the win Saturday night, and we wish you many more of them over the course of this weekend, and thanks for the time.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on again.
There we go. That is Ian Madsen picking up the win, getting it early this year and getting it knocked out, and now we'll see what he can do. I think as much as it's great to see Ian win races, I think what I like to hear him say the most is the forecast looks all right for this coming week.
Yeah.
Something we don't hear that often.
Yeah.
Let's keep our fingers crossed. But, man, I'll tell you what, there's a racer right there, boy. That guy get up on the wheel and go.
He was on fire the other night. I mean, he had like a 4.5-second lead at one point.
At Tulare.
Yeah, I'm watching the recap of the race. You couldn't even see him because he just was they kept showing the battles that were for second and third.
But boy, that lap traffic and in and out of that lap traffic, that has got to be some nerve-wracking stuff. These guys have got to have iron nerves as far as that goes. Amazing. So, great stuff. Okay, let's step away. We've got more Wing Nation coming up in just a moment.
For over 50 years, drivers in sprint car, midget, micro, modified, and even dirt late model have taken the checkered flag on Weld Racing Wheels. Legendary drivers like Joe Saldana, Carl, Mark, and Steve Kinzer, Doug Wolfgang, and countless other racers have trusted Weld Racing Wheels for their superior strength and lightweight construction to finish ahead of the competition. With 50 years of race-winning engineering and technology, American-made Weld Racing Wheels are designed and built to withstand virtually any abuse you throw at them. Weld Racing. Proven speed.
O'Reilly. Save on your next oil change with 5 quarts of Castrol GTX high mileage motor oil and a MicroGuard filter on sale now for the same price as Castrol conventional for just $26.99. Improve engine performance in your vehicle with Castrol motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Aggressive Hydraulics, where we engineer the cylinders that move your business. We specialize in designing and manufacturing purpose-built, application-specific hydraulic cylinders with superior precision and performance, making OEM products stronger, crafting cylinders that operate on a global basis in a wide variety of industries and applications. Get aggressive with your cylinder challenges. AggressiveHydraulics.com.
This is Shane Stewart, and you're watching MRN's Wing Nation on MRN.com.
It is Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires, right on our strength. Erin, Evernham, and Steve Post. So glad you joined us. This is going to be fun here today. We always talk about a National Sprint Car Hall of Fame birthday calendar, okay? Troy Ruttman yesterday. William Windy McDonald would have had a birthday tomorrow, the legendary voice of Manzanita. We talked about him a little bit this past weekend as we were out in Phoenix. Ralph Capitani, Marion Robinson, Danny Smith on Friday, Chet Gardner, Dean Thompson along the way. But today is the 81st birthday of Lone Star Jr., Johnny Rutherford, a 1995 inductee into the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, and you were with him this past weekend.
I was, yep. He was in Amelia Island, and he's always the gentleman.
Yes.
And always very properly dressed. Nothing has changed there. Such a neat guy.
Yeah, he really is. What an ambassador. I mean, look at the numbers. 3-time Indy 500 champ, 1980, or the Indy 500 champ, IndyCar champion in 1980, 27 IndyCar wins. I love, 1965. Okay, he ran 13 of 15 IndyCar races. He ran a NASCAR race in Atlanta, and oh, by the way, he was the USAC Sprint Car champ as well. And it's amazing. One of the things that I've always respected is he's always been a great ambassador for the sport.
Yes, he drove the IndyCar pace car for
years.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Just always.
And reading, and his level of respect for sprint car racing is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He said sprint car racing may or may not teach you to drive IndyCar, or may teach you to drive IndyCars, but it teaches you to drive race cars or something to that effect.
Yep.
And it was just phenomenal. So good stuff. And of course, all of those stories are captured. Johnny, I think we mentioned 1995 inductee into the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame. Turn number 2 out at Knoxville, Iowa. The famed Marion County Fairgrounds out there, the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame. You can find out more information at Sprint Car HOF. We've got a number of things coming up, okay? Hey, this weekend, I want to tip the cap to Auto Club Speedway. David Allen, the track president out there, he's a Saturday night short track fan. Okay, he loves it. And they're doing a 5-wide salute to the fans. So on the parade lap for the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series race, they're going 5 wide.
I like it.
Isn't that cool? That's going to be awesome. On Saturday morning, we've got a 5-wide Q&A session. 9:30 at the O'Reilly Auto Parts Fan Zone stage. Listen to this. Kyle Larson, Clint Boyer, Dave Blaney, Damian the Demon Gardner, and Haley Deegan. So if you're going out to Auto Club Speedway, join us there 9:30 on Saturday morning. So I love, I chatted, I'm actually hosting the Q&A session, and I chatted with Dave Allen, and his passion for Saturday night short track racing was just oozing through the phone in our conference call. It's really, really neat.
And those cast of characters, you will have a good time.
Oh, we'll have a good time. That is for sure. Absolutely. Hey, next week here on the Motor Racing Network is STP Week as we get ready for Martinsville. So we're all decked out in STP and can't wait for it. And finally, Erin, you know what would be really, really neat? If we had our own holiday.
Yeah, Absolutely.
Exactly. So Erin Crocker Day. No. Okay, we're not.
Well, that would work too.
Well, that would work. I know that would work for you.
It's March 23rd.
Yes,
actually.
March
That's my
23rd.
birthday.
Oh, that's coming up then, right? Yes, exactly. So, but here's what we're going to do. Okay, here's what happens. Okay, every year on April 10th, 4/10. See what we did there? Every year on April 10th, I wake up, I go on Twitter, somewhere in the morning, someone says, "Oh, it's National Sprint Car Day." And I think to myself, we need to make this a holiday.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I forget about it for 365 days. And I wake up on April 10th and someone says it. Well, okay, we didn't forget about it this year and we are claiming it. You know in Pennsylvania how they claim things?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We are claiming Wednesday, April 10th is National Sprint Car Day. And we've got some of our friends that are already going to play along with us. And I think a lot of our other friends are going to play along with it as well. We kind of spread the word a little bit out there, and some of our partners and some of the drivers, some of the teams are going to go, and we need you to play along too. So let's be thinking about it so that on Wednesday, April 10th, the entire world knows that we're sprint cars, okay? So we've got our own holiday, sprint car fans. Wednesday, April 10th, National #Sprint Car Day.
Yeah, great. I mean, everything has a national holiday. You like
there's
National Donut Day.
National Halupki Day.
Yesterday was National Nap Day.
National Nap Day, exactly.
There's a nap day, there can be a sprint car day.
There can be a sprint car day. So, yes, we're claiming it. Yes. And a National Irish Polka Day was a day, too, along the way. But we're claiming it. That's Wednesday, April 10th. So, hey, great stuff. Man, great fun today.
Absolutely.
Chatting with Morgan and Ian. Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me? And we're going to have more fun this week because coming up on Thursday on our Wing Nation Weekend podcast, we have Lucas Wolf.
Yep.
Going to talk about that icebreaker win, but we're also going to spin forward because it's all hands on deck for Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
All 3 of the 410 tracks are up and running this weekend, so we're going to talk to Lucas to see how things are looking for him this season. And finally, and man, this is great. A little secret here. We've already recorded this one. Okay. Saturday, Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit on MAV TV. Harley White. She is awesome.
Yes,
she is phenomenal because Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour kicks off. Hey, we appreciate again Morgan Turpen and Ian Madsen for joining us. More important, though, than all of that, thank you for joining us here today.
Wing Nation has been brought to you by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Watch Wing Nation Saturday mornings on MAV TV. You can also find Wing Nation on wingnation.com or your favorite podcast provider. Wing Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.